when all this was going on.
So,
too,
it could just be a really ingenious squirrel that got in there and got a hold of the bait without setting the trap.
Okay, so here's a question then, because Mom has two different types of squirrels. She has the regular
You get the
bushy tail squirrels.
Okay, yeah, you're talking about the fox squirrels.
The little tiny ones.
No, those are the pine.
The pinies.
The pinies, yes.
Would a piney set that trap off? Maybe it's too light.
It might not.
Or a chipmunk.
A chipmunk might not as well.
So we could be dealing with like 4 different species.
It's possible.
Of critters out there.
Now I do have a small.
Welcome to Way to Sun. Yep, I just stopped recording, so now I need to record this intro for this video that you're about to watch. I'm still in all the clothing, the pink that I wore to do my opening of the awesome friend mail from Miss Tony. And here now you're going to see hubby's reaction to what I got, because I knew he would really like the one item that she sent. And then it kind of evolved into a story time. So I'm going to make this a video all on its own. Here you go. I hope you enjoy. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, Hubs is home, and I've shown him the first few items that Miss Tony sent me. The beautiful card, which I can't, there we go, my arms aren't long enough. The card. Ugh, I can't reach. Hold on. Quick recap, I know you guys just saw this. The cool sticker and the awesome bags. But I didn't show him. You gotta close your eyes. And look over this way. Look, this way, look. Oh, what's that? What's that?
Pez. I love Pez. Pez.
That is one of his favorite snacks.
Well, you know what? Honestly, it's not so much the candies of Pez.
But you like the dispensers.
I like the dispensers.
We've actually talked about being Pez collectors.
I did, yes. When I was a younger lad.
I was thinking when I was a young warthog.
Yes. So, I never really had collections because I couldn't collect anything because I didn't get the money for collections, right? But I did want to kind of have like a collection of something, and I always thought Pez would be the perfect thing to collect because there's so many of them and there's so many
small
and they're cool as shit.
And they're kind of small. Yeah. You know, transporting them wouldn't be so hard. Get those really big. I know. I've seen a few that I thought about buying.
So anyway, I don't know what it is about Pez dispensers, but I just think they're cool as shit.
They are cool as shit.
That's cool, Mickey and Minnie Pez.
So that's cool. What were you doing today?
I took off and went hanging out with my mom for a while.
Yeah, what'd you guys go do?
Well, we went to a antique shop. There's a difference between antique shop and junk shop, and the difference is the people at antique shops
know what they have.
Think their junk is worth more.
Oh. True fact.
But anyway, now this one in Greentown actually had the Greentown glass, the blown glass and all that stuff, the colored glass and everything, which is cool. It's cool, which I'm just not into.
For those of you guys not around the Kokomo, Greentown, Indiana area, that is a company that has been around for probably 100 years.
Yeah,
I need to look up. I'll look up a little bit of history.
But they did a bunch of blown glass and.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I think that the glass company here in town is still in operation.
It is. Kokomo, what was it called?
Optical?
Something like that.
Anyway, they had a bunch of that stuff. They did have a good amount of the stuff I liked, like the old farmer...
the hand tools.
And the stuff that people literally used for survival and living.
That's how they built everything. Yeah. That's how they created everything.
And I like that kind of stuff. They did have some of that stuff. And of course, my mom gets into the Coke, which is the reason she does. So my mom...
I need to change position and my knee was
turning. My mom is a massive Coke collector. As a matter of fact, she's like an Arab trader.
Oh, God. Yeah. So... Tell him what she did today.
She barters and dickers and with everything.
I said the next time we go car shopping, she's going with because.
So
the woman got how much? They were marked at how much total?
Well, all these antique / junk shops
Sit down.
all know her.
You look like you're half off the bed.
They all know her. So she walks in and just and they all like direct her straight to the Coke stuff, trying to sell everything they've got.
Because they know eventually she's gonna have it all.
And she'll just sit there and tell you, oh no, I've got that, I ain't buying that, or that's too expensive, I ain't buying that. She'll pull that. She'll go, oh, I ain't buying it for that, and she won't.
No,
but she'll go, well, make me an offer, make me a deal. So they had a bunch of
they do.
Then they do generally. Well, because you gotta. I mean,
if you want to make the money, you got to sell the stuff eventually.
If you want to sell it, you're going to have to eventually sell it.
Yeah.
So they had a bunch of little small Coke platters, I guess you would call them. Tin.
The little tin trinket trays is probably
trinket
what they
trays.
are.
Yeah, trinket trays.
Because they're like what, this size, like 3x5s.
Yes,
3x6s?
Yeah, somewhere around there. But she's got tons of those, by the way. Anyway,
there's a lot of them out there. Apparently.
There was, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 7 of them or something like that. They were trying to sell for like $7 a piece, and she goes, "Oh no, I ain't gonna buy those." And
so at $7 a piece, it should have been $49.
Is that what it was?
7 times 7,
okay,
right?
Well,
49.
Okay, how much would it be if it was like $33 somewhere around there? So maybe.
So 33 divided by 7.
Probably 5 or 6 trays. So anyway, there were.
Math.
Let's just say that there was 6 trays or whatever, because I think it was going to turn out to be in the 30s as far as the price goes. Somewhere in there.
Probably $5 a piece then.
Maybe.
All right, so she got them down to from $33 down to.
She got them for like $12-13.
Half, like
for
half price.
Yeah. So we're
taking her car shopping.
We're roaming around. I saw a really cool mini pizza cutter, like modern day thing. It wasn't.
Yeah, but it was. It's just really small. Like it's
cool
not
as
very
shit.
large.
And it was in a box of quarter stuff, and I told her, I said, "Oh, get me that." And she grabbed it and took it in there, and then I found a Mickey metal bobblehead.
Shh, don't tell that one yet.
No, that's fine.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Anyway, she's not supposed to know about it.
Yeah, I don't know about it yet.
So
I know nothing.
It came from Kellogg. And what year was it from?
What did it say? 2000?
2001, I think.
2002.
2000. Anyway.
Keep talking.
Anyway, they had a $20 price tag on it. She said they're selling for like $22 or something like that. Anyways, they had a $20 price tag on it, and I told Mom, I said, "Hey, when we leave here, remind me that I want to come back here, and I'm going to get this for her at the beginning of the month because she'd really like that." And so
2002.
2002. Mm-hmm. So we started wandering off, and then she circled back around and she goes, "Oh, just go get that, and I'll talk to him about maybe getting a price, getting a little cut off of it." Yeah, there it is. So it was priced at $20. She goes, "I don't know if I'll be able to or not, but I'll try." So she took it back and talked to the guy, and she came out and she goes, "I got it for $10. So.
It's good to be a little spoiled.
Yeah, there you go.
So anyway,
and she's getting that Sunday when we go watch.
Apparently, we're going to watch the playoffs.
We're going to go watch the playoffs. Rooting for Baltimore Ravens, and then we're going to root for the Detroit Lions. So I hope Baltimore, Detroit will be in the Super Bowl, and of course I'm going to root for Baltimore.
Battle of the Beast at Super Bowl 58.
Which is interesting because my 2 favorite teams are Baltimore teams.
I just missed you so much.
Because the Colts originally came from Baltimore.
Sorry, guys. He's been gone a few hours. I missed him.
Well, yeah. So, the Colts came originally from Baltimore, and then when we got them, of course, I became a huge Indianapolis Colts fan. And then when Baltimore got the Ravens, I became
a Ravens fan.
And I don't know what it is about Baltimore teams. It's
not like we've ever even been to Baltimore.
I've never been to Baltimore.
All right, so the other reason Hubby had to leave today was, I'm going to tell the story real quick, and then we'll let you finish how.
No, you're going to start from the homeless.
Happened.
You're going to start with the homeless people in the backyard.
Okay, so no.
I start the story from the homeless people in the backyard.
Okay, no, we're not going back that far. All right, we're going to go with. Since my daddy's passing, my mama is really struggling.
Went crazy.
Stop it. She's struggling with living alone, and take the trash with you, you fool.
Yes, ma'am.
And, when you live... Now, our son still lives out in her the man cave where hubby and I used to live. But, you know, he's not in the house with her. And he pretty much just keeps to himself, does his thing, she does her thing. And, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, I got a phone call that she heard something up in the attic. And I don't know why, and she even says in the phone call, I know I'm just being paranoid, but I hear something in the attic. I think a homeless person got in my attic. I don't know what her sudden fear is of homeless people. She lives 5 miles outside of Kokomo. There is no way in hell that a Kokomo homeless person or any other town homeless person is going to wander to her property, get up in her attic, which has to be accessed through the inside of the garage, which is always closed and locked, and up into this attic without her knowing that somebody would be up there. So, just for the point of safety's sake, and because in my thought, what she heard could have been a critter up there, when we were there, I don't know, the 19th, 18th, today's what, the 23rd, 24th? It's been about a week. Hubby went up to check out the attic and make sure the coast was clear. No homeless person living in her attic. And guys, please don't come at my mom. Because I'm telling you, I'm chuckling at this, but at the same time, I'm really getting concerns, okay? There's a lot going on. I'm not going to divulge all of her drama here on YouTube. That's not cool. And I'm not trying to invalidate her fears. Because if you invalidate a fear, you're not helpful that way. Got it? So,
really?
Shut up. So, hubby went up and looked around, didn't see anything that would lead you to believe that anybody had been up there, and really didn't even see any signs of critters. But at the same time, we're not going to just dismiss that she actually heard something up there. So he set a trap thinking it was probably a squirrel, maybe a mouse. And when he went back today, baby, okay, I'm going to let you tell, or I'm going to let him tell what he found. But it's so funny because, I mean, here's what he found.
Okay,
what happened.
So I set up a squirrel trap. It is absolutely not big enough for a raccoon or a possum. No. Squirrel is what it's really designed for. Now, when you have raccoons, they have a tendency to be extra smart, and they'll stick their hands from outside the cage in and grab the stuff and pull it out, okay? So they never get in there. Well, raccoon wouldn't get in there anyway. So
no, it's too small.
I went back and checked it today, and all of the food is gone. I mean, not a trace of it, right?
You put peanuts in there?
Peanuts. I put peanuts with the shells and everything in there.
Whole peanuts.
Whole peanuts. Now, it's not mice, because mice would eat it right there, because they wouldn't
traces and leave crumbs.
They wouldn't drag off a peanut shell.
And you'd see traces in the way of they leave. The reason mice leave little poopy trails is because that's how they find their way back.
And if it was a squirrel,
the things you learn when you're a property
manager. If it was a squirrel, they probably wouldn't have dragged off the nuts. They would have ate them right there as well. Plus, all of the peanuts was missing from inside the cage. Now, a raccoon can't get in the cage, but it will stick its paw in and pull it out. And I'm thinking it is possibly...
Have you seen the video? Sorry to interrupt, but have you seen the video of the raccoon that picks up the cage and shakes the stuff out of it?
They're
smart.
They're very smart. This one didn't pick it up because...
I just think it's hilarious.
Because it was tied to a pole.
The guy, well, this guy wasn't smart enough to tie the trap down.
It was tied to a pole. And I had birdseed already in it, and the birdseed was sitting just fine. Nothing wanted the birdseed. So
it clearly went in.
It went in and got the peanuts. Now, if it was a squirrel and got in there, it would have set the trap off.
Did it get the nuts?
It got the nuts.
It got the nuts.
So anyway, what I've decided to do is I'm going to leave the squirrel trap there. I did rebait it with peanut butter just for shits and giggles. But
kicks and wiggles?
Yep. And I am going to dig out my raccoon trap, and I'm going to dig out a trail cam. And we're going to go back and we're going to set up a trail cam. We're going to set up the big raccoon trap.
And maybe nose around a little bit more to see if you can figure out how it's getting in. Yeah, because once we get it captured, that needs to be solved. Did you figure that out today?
I did see. She showed me an area, and I did see that the outside paneling stuff.
The eaves on the eaves.
Yeah,
that
it's
one
been
eave.
bent and moved, so something's getting in there.
That's clearly how it's getting in. And the weather was super duper cold the past week and a half when all this was going on. So
it could just be a really ingenious squirrel that got in there and got a hold of the bait without setting the trap.
Okay, so here's a question then, because Mom has two different types of squirrels. She has the regular. You got the bushy-tailed squirrels.
Okay, yeah, you're talking about the fox squirrels.
The little tiny ones.
Those are the pine.
The pineys.
The pineys, yes.
Would a piney set that trap off? Maybe it's too light.
It might not.
Or a chipmunk.
A chipmunk might not as well.
So we could be dealing with like 4 different species.
It's possible.
Of critters out there.
Now, I do have a smaller trap that would be fine for the pineys and the chipmunks. Maybe we need to set
all 3 of them.
We could do that.
I want to cover the bases and get this settled because I don't want her.
But I'm going to set the trail cam up anyway just to see what it is. Oh yeah,
definitely.
Regardless. So tonight I'm going to have to go out into the patio shed.
Into the unknown.
And dig out probably all of that gear and put it in the storage to be used thing so I can dig through it and find what I need to find because it's going to be rough. So I need to do that.
Did you all understand that? Because I did not.
I do. I'm just pulling in all of my crap from the storage patio and putting it into the.
He's putting it in.
So anyway, that's a project. So anyway, there we go. There is something. There absolutely is something up in the attic. No doubt about it.
Well, I didn't doubt that there could have been a critter up there, but it is not a homeless
person. Just like she thought a homeless person was living in her backyard forever.
Stuff's been moved, Mom. Nothing has been moved. Now there might be a critter up there moving stuff around because deer go through that area. We've seen foxes. Obviously, raccoons, possums, probably a skunk or two,
there's a lot of animals out there.
And it's not, but it wasn't a homeless person. I can't get through her head. And I have tried. To explain.
I've told her, listen, homeless people will not move 5 miles out of their...
I love you, but is she going to listen to you
She's not going to listen to me at all.
So, and I have a tactic to get this through to her, and I haven't addressed this tactic
Tell Sean
yet.
to tell her.
Exactly. Or Brad.
As
long as one of them tell her, it's good to go. If I tell her or hubby tells her, then it's not good enough information. But let's not go down that rabbit hole, okay? Like I said, I'm not trying to be dismissive of her fears and her concerns because, I get it. Richard was in the hospital for 1 night, guys. I had the hardest time trying to sleep that night because he wasn't here. I have not slept alone previously, oh gosh, baby, how long ago was it you went with James to that seminar where you got food poisoning?
Woo! Wow, that's been a long time.
That was like 6 years ago at least, right?
At least.
So the boys were still living with us, so I didn't sleep. I wasn't home alone while hubby was gone. I haven't been home alone in probably 27 years, and that's not even an exaggeration. So that was hard, and I can't imagine what she's, trying to get used to. Her and Daddy were together for, baby, how long were Mom and Dad married when he passed?
Well, how old was I?
I don't know. Well, it was last February.
56
so you were 56.
Years?
So
56
they were
years.
55 years when they, 55 and a half years.
Yeah.
When he passed. And other than a few times when Mom would take off and go to Florida to get a break, which I understood because Daddy at that point, his health was deteriorating and he couldn't be left alone generally. So she... sorry, I have a sore inside my mouth. I'm not sure what's going on. It's right there. So I poke it. That makes sense. So anyway, she's never been alone either. Daddy never took off and left Mom home alone. That was not his thing by any means. So, you know, this is new to her. It's a learning process, and it's an adaptation that she struggles with, I think. And it's just hard. So I'm trying to be very, very patient and very understanding. At the same time, it's a little frustrating when I'm like, okay, Mom, it's not a homeless person living in your attic. It's probably a critter. Well, that was a really big bang. I said, I know, it always sounds... I said, we had a mouse on our wall one time in one of our trailers, and I would have sworn it was the whole daggone fleet of rats crawling through our whole house. But it was one little itty-bitty field mouse, and I'm not even kidding. A field mouse is like this long. And it sounded huge. So I get it. So let's investigate, but I don't think there's a person up in your attic. Anyway, okay, I'm prattling on. I was going to add this on to the opening video, but I think I'm just going to make it another story time video all on its own. You guys seem to like our little story times, so I'm going to put this on its own. So here's the ending, and then I'll record the intro here in a second. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Big hugs. Much love. Bye.